Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Steve, and tonight's another episode of Go Blue After Dark, where we're going to be talking about the Michigan versus Nebraska matchup going down this Saturday at the Big House. Let's get into it. So we got Nebraska coming in 3-16. Fired their coach mid-season. The starting quarterback is doubtful for the game. So it should be one of them games where we can just make a statement first half, and second half we got players resting, getting ready for Illinois. You know, we all know it don't always go like that, but that's what we hoping for. So a little bit about Nebraska. Like I say, their last year quarterback, Martinez, he transferred to Kansas State, and he's been having a good year. I think he was hurt last game or so. They lost to Texas, but he's been definitely rebounding from Nebraska days. So, and with him going to Kansas State, Casey Thompson transferred to Nebraska, the former Texas Longhorn quarterback. As of right now, he's hurt. He hasn't practiced all week. He's been in the meetings, they say. But we all know with concussion protocols and injuries that if you're not practicing, most likely you're not going to play. But he was on pace. As of right now, he had just over 2,000 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He basically was all they had as a quarterback. You know, they really don't got too much experience behind him. They second string, who played summer last game, 16-36, 91 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So that's saying all they need to say about him. So if Casey Thompson can't play, it's going to be a long day for Nebraska fans. Running back, Anthony Grant, 858 yards. Almost 5 yards a carry. Like, for some reason, Nebraska's been one of those sneaky teams that they could have just been 6-3 as well as they are at 3-6. That kind of been their thing the last 2 years. They lost a lot of games within the touchdown. Even last year against us, they had us in the fourth quarter. Martinez fumbled. Hawkins picked it up, and we ended up winning that game. Close game. So they lost a lot of games within a touchdown. And Scott Frost was getting the athletes. Like I say, they got a good running game, good receiving game. We definitely got to take them serious. Leading receiver, Trey Palmer, 819 receiving yards. So like I said, it's a 3-16 coming into the Big House without a coach or a starting quarterback. You know, with us being number 3 right now in the playoffs, all eyes gonna be on us. And they looking for any reason, you know how they do, any reason to put the SEC over us. And we come out, we don't blow these Nebraska out by 25. Who knows? They probably put LSU above us. That's just the way it works. So, they first game of the season, they started off with Northwestern, took an L. Then they beat North Dakota, and then they lost to Georgia Southern. And that when Scott Frost was fired, everybody knew it was coming. He probably just didn't even go back to the, stadium next week. He probably just stayed home. He knew it was coming. But then they took an L to Oklahoma the next week. Beat Indiana, beat Rutgers. Then they lost to Purdue. They lost to Illinois, and they just recently lost to Minnesota 20-13. In which, going through with all they have going on, like with losing their coach mid-season, the quarterback, you lose to Illinois, which was a top 20 team at the time. You lose to them 25-9, and you lose to Minnesota 20-13. So they defense been doing all right. It's not like they just getting blown out terribly. So we definitely just can't overlook them. Um, like I say, they probably gonna be run the ball a lot this game. So this is gonna be a game for our defense and our D line and our linebackers to really send a statement. Like if Casey Thompson don't play, we need to see some tackles for loss from our linebackers. Like going into this end of the season, this stretch where we finna, Illinois, Chase Brown is, I believe, still leading the league nation in rushing yards. So with them and the Buckeyes back-to-back weekends, we need to see if these linebackers ready. Like I said, I like Mike Barrett. He's been doing his thing, but if we're going to have a dominant linebacker core, let's start with Junior Colston. He's kind of the it factor. And to be honest, he's not looking like the guy. I was thinking he was going to be the best linebacker in Michigan history. Like, I was saying that. I watched him in high school. He played some 707. The dude was moving like a safety. It looked like he gained some weight, and he's not moving. I think he had a wrist issue in the spring, so he's not moving like he was moving last year. But we gonna see this game because like I said, if they're starting quarterback out, it's probably be a lot of running the ball. They probably try to do a lot of wildcat, triple option bull crap just to do something. So, yeah. And that game. Like I say, this is our money game. If you D-line, Mozzie Smith, it's not so much the edge rushers. This interior. They got no choice but to try to run that game. Run the ball. And this the game where I want to see tackles for loss. Linebackers coming downhill, making an impact, tackling. Not depending so much on Mozzie Smith. Because to be honest, he's making a lot of people look good right now. Him, Mason Graham, Chris Jenkins, those dudes been balling in that interior. Jim Harbaugh. Let's see, can we get some of these young receivers a chance? Let's see. We gave Will Johnson a chance. I like what he got going on right now. He's a tall, big corner. Let's see, can we get some of these receivers a chance, man? Cornelius, we know what we got with him. Ronnie Bell's been the go-to guy. But I like to see Donovan Edwards out there receiver a lot more. We really need to get that going right now because we can't wait to next week to say we're going to try to pass this ball in Illinois. They got the old Wisconsin coach. His philosophy. He's going to run the ball. Just like Harbaugh, he just the same. He want to control the clock. He's going to want to run that ball. So get ready for them. Let's get Nebraska out the way. Third quarter, let's see can we get some of these young receivers in the game and see can we get just build their confidence up running downhill. Let's see can we get JJ some passes deep because I don't think he connected on the pass over 40 yards, since the first 3 games. And I know it's in November, strong wind games, snow games. You really just gonna want your running game going, but we definitely need to see, can we please see some receivers get downfield this game? If we can't get receivers downfield this game, boy, it's gonna be a long November. And many of y'all know, since Harbaugh been there, outside of last year, we had some teams that start off 7-2, 8-1. And next thing the last 3 games is just chaos. So let's see, can we change that, man? This game, let's send a statement from the get-go. We ain't going to play around with them to halftime. First 2 quarters, 30-0. I'm predicting right now. 30-0 first half. Let's get JJ some passes down deep. Let's get some receivers in, some young receivers in. And let's see, can we get these linebackers get some tackles for loss? So that's the preview I have for Nebraska. Let's make them look like the 3-16 without a head coach and a star quarterback. So let's get it done. On to Illinois next week, and then on to them fuck ass. Let's go blue.